Hello, everybody. Welcome to my Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2 review. If you guys have not seen the episode, make sure you guys tune out right now because I am going to go through the entire episode, give my thoughts. First of all, I just want to say I've seen better episodes of Mandalorian. This wasn't one of my favorite episodes. But it sets up a story. So the main purpose of this episode is that Mandalorian is trying to find his Mandalorian family and or other people that are related to him. And so he finds out that there's a connection that knows somebody about where Mandalorians are. So basically he becomes a taxi service for this connection that he knows where the Mandalorians are. I will say that Baby Yoda made the entire episode just extremely more fun, even though we now know Baby Yoda is a murderer. So he so I have there's a bunch of eggs that are in the hands of the Mandalorian, and Baby Yoda is eating eggs the entire time. That really made the episode really fun to watch. But let's go through the entire episode. So it starts off, Mandalorian's riding his bike back from the dragon that they killed, and while he's riding his bike, there's some bounty hunters that are connecting a rope, and they make Mandalorian crash from the rope, so the bike is broken. Mandalorian has to fight them off. There's this little bounty hunter. He tries using a knife on Baby Yoda. Mandalorian offers a trade and gives him his jetpack if he accepts the deal. And then he does. So the little bounty hunter takes the jetpack, runs off. Next thing you know, it's an entire trap by the Mandalorian because he has something on his wrist. He pushes a button. Rocket goes in the air, kills the bounty hunter. the rocket goes back to the Mandalorian, but it's out of fuel. So then Mandalorian has to start walking instead of using the bike. He walks back to the city. So he's doing that, and it's really hot in the desert. Oh, excuse me, I'm drinking coffee here, a little bit acidic. He gets back into the city, and he talks to the girl, the mechanic, and who's in a bet wager right now. The girl says that this guy knows where a connection is, where your kind is. So, but as long as you pay for this next thing in. So he does. She wins a bunch of money, and next thing you know, this ant thing is telling them where they can find a Mandalorian. So they have to meet up later on that evening, and they go back to the mechanical shop, and they're cooking the dragon meat. Baby Yoda's absolutely loving it. He loves this meat being cooked. So then, next thing you know, so the girl starts talking to the Mandalorian about they have to make a deal that he has to be a taxi service for a female lizard who's trying to meet up with her husband. That's where the Mandalorians are. So they have to make a deal that they can't go into hyperdrive while she's on the ship because she's carrying her eggs for and apparently these are the last of their race. So if they go into hyperdrive, it will kill their babies. So it's weird because she the mechanic says she swore on her life that this was a good contact, but apparently she reveals she only met him 10 minutes ago. But she she jokes around how she's good with people. So They're on the ship. They take off. The Mandalorian tells the lizard to strap in because the ride's going to be a bit dicey. He's wondering what language the lizard speaks because they're talking back and forth. They can't figure it out. Baby Yoda is very fascinated with these eggs. So and Yoda starts going towards the eggs. And then, and this is when they're in the bottom of the ship. Yoda and the eggs are by themselves. So then Yoda, it looks like I thought Yoda was using the Force on these eggs that were like starting to come towards him. So, Mandalorian sets an auto course for the ship, so he goes to get some rest. He goes down to the bottom deck, and he finds Yoda. He opened the jar, and while looking at Mandalorian, Baby Yoda eats an egg. He is the cutest murderer alive. Mandalorian, Mandalorian takes Yoda, says, "Stop eating that. Those are not those. You can't eat those." So he brings him into his room. They go to sleep. They wake up. Mandalorian wakes up to an alarm going off. He runs to the front of the ship, and it looks like, I think it's the rebellion. They're trying to communicate with the Mandalorian. He's trying to hide his identity. And next thing you know, he's not playing it very well. So he takes off. He takes off from the. I think they're the Y-wings or something. I think they're X-wing or Y-wings. I get mixed up which ones are which. So he takes off, and so he goes to the frozen planet, and they're in a little bit of a chase. The Mandalorian gets away from the rebellion, and they crash on the snow planet, and he falls through a hole, and they get knocked out. So after a while, they wake up. They're freezing cold. Next thing you know, the lizard starts freaking out about her eggs because she's worried about them. Mandalorian goes to check up, couldn't find the eggs, but under a blanket was Baby Yoda and the eggs, where Yoda is still eating eggs. Jesus Christ. So they can't go into overdrive, but Baby Yoda is still killing the eggs on board. So next thing you know, the Mandalorian says they gotta take a nap or something like that. The lizard starts freaking out. What the lizard does is she gets this old robot that the Mandalorian killed from season 1 and uses its translator to talk back and forth with the Mandalorian. So the Mandalorian then starts trying to fix the ship. Then next thing you know, Baby Yoda is trying to warn Mandalorian that the lizard took off. They find that the lizard took off into a cave. So they start looking for the lizard in a cave. Mandalorian then finds the lizard bathing in this warm pool in an ice cave. It looks like she's trying to warm up her eggs, I believe. So they find the lizard. They start packing away the eggs. Yoda once again tries eating an egg. Mandalorian finds and cuts him off, saying, "No. Next thing you know, Yoda then finds these frozen eggs, and then he goes up one of these frozen eggs and rips it apart, and inside this egg is like this green thing. It looks like a green spider almost. It's all like gooey in that. So then Yoda just starts eating it. But what Yoda then doesn't know is apparently by eating that egg, he pissed off all the other eggs, and next thing you know, all these spiders start hatching from these eggs. And then, so then Yoda gets terrified, runs back towards Mandalorian. Mandalorian then looks into this cave, and out of the cave comes this huge white frozen spider, and they start running back to the ship. Mandalorian then starts using his grenades, or his his throwing bombs, whatever they're called, on the ice. The big spider falls through a hole in the ice. It looks like the Mandalorian kills the spider. They get back to the ship. The spiders invade the ship, so they're stuck in the cockpit. They're trying to close the doors between the spiders are inside the ship trying to get to him. Next thing you know, Mandalorian closes the door. They tried taking off, and the big spider comes out of nowhere, drops down on the ship, stops them from going anywhere. And then it looks like the spider is about to kill them by trying to use his mouth through the glass. And then next thing you know, these blasters start shooting away at these spiders. And then Mandalorian then goes outside to find out who these blasters are. And it's the Rebellion. The Rebellion is saving the Mandalorian. So, all these spiders are dying everywhere. After they're all dead, the Rebellion starts talking to the Mandalorian. They're saying that you have an arrest warrant out there. And Mandalorian says, am I under arrest or no? And they say, technically you should be, but these are trying times. So they communicate saying that you've done some bad, but you've done some good by rescuing people. So the Rebellion then says that you're free to go, but you might want to get that ship fixed. So the Rebellion takes off in their ships. The Mandalorian then starts fixing his ship. Just the cockpit that he can only basically move. Then they take off, and they fall asleep in the cockpit. And Baby Yoda secretly at the end of the scene sneaks away somehow with another egg. So here's the main story: will these eggs actually make it to their destination before Yoda eats them all? I think that's the main story to take out of this one, and that's the end of the episode. So, like I said at the beginning here, I enjoyed this episode, but it wasn't one of my favorites. I just felt it the story was great, especially the Rebellion coming in and helping the Mandalorian at the end. So that's that was a really cool ending to that. And then the Yoda eating the eggs, obviously that's great. But just when it comes to battling something on an episode, the spiders were a little bit of a weak thing. To me, I wanted to be more of human to human battles or something like that, like they did at the beginning of the episode with the bounty hunters, where it was more combat. This one was just more about the spiders and the humor from Baby Yoda. So I enjoyed the episode, but it wasn't one of my favorites. But I do look forward to the next episode of Mandalorian. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this review of Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 2. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you go check out my Patreon at patreon.com/Coop the Comedian. You can check out my stand-up comedy and my animation series available at Hey You Productions on YouTube. And if you guys want to get some merchandise, go to belowthecollar.com/Coop the Comedian and get yourself a t-shirt. Thank you, everybody, for this review, and you guys have a great day.